I have a love for the sport, and I wanted to, convey that to my son, at least, create the interest to see if he could fall in love as well. At 5 years old, I started him in tackle football right away. He played out at a local youth league here.
Well, I remember, being out the field, all my buddies playing here, and all the bubbleheads running around having fun, trying to tackle each other. And, it just kind of progressed into middle school and, playing youth ball all the way into middle school and then high school. And, playing other sports, wrestling and weightlifting. And, I don't know, just growing up with all my boys has just been a great experience for me. It's been, fun. It's the good old days,
It's been a life's journey. It's something that, as a dad, you get to do with your son. I'm pretty proud of what he's done and where he's been and where he's finishing at his senior year. So we started really young, though. And some people say 5 years old, oh my God, tackle football. It really does make a difference. So that's how we got to where we are now.
He got here as a freshman. He was on JV. He started on JV as a freshman. Started on JV as a sophomore. Last year, as a junior, he moved up and was our third inside linebacker, our backup inside linebacker. The second or third week of the season, an outside linebacker got hurt. We had to move Brady to outside, and Caleb ended up starting and playing the entire Hernando game against one of the best backs we played last year against Ciante. And really, we did a phenomenal job against Ciante with Caleb in there, and that just led to this season with him being the starting inside linebacker with him and Brady. And those two guys just being great in there together and really just running things for us and moving the defense when we have to shift or move or bump or whatever it may be. He controls that. So, he went through the program like a normal high school kid should and stuck with it and worked hard, came to the weight room, never missed anything, ran, got faster, and just progressed over the course of the 4 years of being here, going into his fourth year now, and has really become a good football player for us.
Yeah, you got to be dedicated. I'll definitely say that for one. You got to be dedicated. You got to be hardworking, tough-minded. Football, you got to stay in the weight room 24/7, and wrestling, especially wrestling, you got to cut down weight. So it's just you got to stay in the mindset of I want to be the best, and to be the best I have to get down to a certain weight. Like for wrestling, I have to go down to 160. So I have to lose 20 pounds. I got to be dedicated to that so I can get down to 160 and wrestle my state. The rest of the states at 60. And then for football, it's the same way. Mental toughness is hot outside. It's hard hitting, all these big boys, and you just got to go in there 100%.
As terms of growth, he grew into the sports, but what I'm most proud of is his leadership. Taking on both sports, both are very physical, very rigorous sports. It requires you to be mentally strong. And I've always pressed upon him, be different, be a leader, don't be a follower. Lead from the front, set the example. And from where he is in ninth grade to where he is now, for me, I'm most proud of his leadership. And it's kind of how it is at wrestling, too. He's captain of the wrestle team. He's a state qualifier. He's currently ranked number 4 in the state for wrestling. So when it comes to the wrestling mat, Caleb says it, they do it, and he respects his role.
I'm a big believer in all of our athletes that are able to play multiple sports. I think depending upon what sport it is, I think it helps them stay in shape year-round. Especially with Caleb because he wrestles, and that's a very cardiovascular, intensive sport. It helps with physicality, which helps in football. But really, it just helps them be competitive and focused on a year-round basis. You can go through our off-season program, which he still does. We work out at 5:30 a.m. in the morning, and he still does that. But during wrestling season, I think it adds a competitive advantage that you are doing something competitively year-round. The guys that only play one sport or just play football, they don't get to be competitive year round. They come in the weight room and we compete in there, but it's not the same. So I think the advantage in playing multiple sports is being competitive year round, and it's hard to replace that and replicate that.
My wife is a teacher as well, so when they were young, my wife would push them on academically at home. She'd make placemats that have, the capitals of the states, and, she'd make them say the states, and we'd always do things at home. We'd encourage them to read. My wife actually taught them sign language when they were younger to push their mental capabilities, foster that mental growth, just to push it, be different. And I think that translated well. He's a member of the National Honor Society, always on the honor roll. He does well academically. he's taking the AP exams, getting the AP credits, and well, I'm proud of him for that as well. He's well-rounded. He's just not on the field doing or on the mat doing what he needs to do. He's in the classroom getting it done.
Yeah, hard work does pay off. It goes back to that mental toughness of knowing that you have to, you're a student athlete before anything, so your grades got to be right. Football is just extra and wrestling are extra. Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of a balance. It's a little bit of hardship. Sometimes some nights I get home and I got to do my homework after a late night's practice, but it's all worth it because, you take the test, you get an A or B on it. It's just, I don't know, it's a good feeling knowing that you're working hard on and off the field. So it gets a little difficult, but you can't let that deter you from the main goal of graduating high school and getting your high school diploma.
Yeah, I just think they realize it more in the classes before them, if that makes any sense. Because I talk about it every year to every senior class at the beginning of the year. I say, guys, you need to enjoy this, man. Because, when you grow up, you don't get the Friday night feeling every Friday night anymore. You just don't get it. You might get it in certain situations and big moments in your life, maybe when you get married or if you have a kid or, a kid graduates from college or high school, whatever it may be. But you don't get it. You don't get that feeling every Friday night. So I tell them every year. I say it every year, and I think these guys, this will be their fourth year with me. Coming through the program, so they hear it every year, and I think they understand a little bit more that this is it, and I think there's a sense of urgency there from those guys to just enjoy every step of it, and really take it in, because once it's over, it's over. Whether you go to college and play or not doesn't matter. There's nothing like high school football. It's not the same. So I think they're doing a good job of enjoying that and just kind of taking the whole situation in and being a senior, and they're doing a good job with it.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a little weird not playing with my boys after the season. We're going to go different ways, colleges. Some people are going to the Army, like my buddy. So it's definitely a little heartbreaking to know that we're all going to branch off and do our own thing. I mean, social media will stay connected, but just to play on the Friday night, playing against Springstead or whoever for the last time, it's a little heartbreaking, just a little bit. But no, the ride from when we were little all the way to now, I wouldn't trade anything. And no moment that I'd be trading. It's all amazing.
He's done a lot of things that, he makes us proud every day. He's always done the right thing, and that I feel like my wife and I have put a lot of time into, knowing the difference between right and wrong and good and evil, and he exemplifies that every day. We're definitely on the right track, and I'm proud of what he's done thus far.
I definitely want to further my academic career, as either a football or a wrestler at the collegiate level. I'm excited for the opportunity. Whatever school it is, whatever school it may be, and you can go into kinesiology and be a chiropractor. So I'm just really excited about all that.